What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we diving into another Streets of New Capenna deck that I went ahead and put together. Kind of still messing around with some things with the new set, but I kind of wanted to do a Cabaretti deck that's focused on tokens. And in today's video, we dive into that particular family and of that color scheme to kind of get a deck that's hopefully going to produce enough tokens and overwhelm our opponents. Here in the games we're going to play. Like I said, the overall goal of the deck is to kind of get our tokens out, overwhelm our opponent, get a little bit wide, and just kind of win the game that way. I mean, I feel like depending on what videos you've watched, you probably have seen shells of some sort to build a token style deck, and there's definitely a little bit of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, depending on where you look, and some similarities, just because some of the cards that are required to make the token deck work are very similar. But I kind of decided to do my little version of it with my little tweaks, and just yet again just looking for anything that kind of produces tokens and maybe helps us out in the long run. So starting off in the 1-drop slot, we do have Jaspira Sentinel, something that I think this kind of works, helps us kind of ramp up, taking one of our Summon the Sickness tokens and allowing us to tap it for some mana, or even a Magda that we have in the 2-drop slot, and kind of ramp up a little bit there. Then I got Tamiyo Safekeeping as a little bit of spot removal, a little bit of hexproof and indestructible on one of our creatures, also gaining us a little bit of life, just in case our token generator creatures get targeted with a spell. We can always protect them. And as well as if there's a board wipe, you can at least keep that creature out on the battlefield with the indestructible. I went over this then instead of whatchamacallit, a Snakeskin Veil, because of the indestructibility, which I think is definitely very good. In that regard, I know indestructible doesn't get around -X/-X, but I think this definitely helps out nonetheless. Then in the 2-drop slot, we do have Magda, Brazen Outlaw, the 2/1 that whenever she becomes tapped, we create a treasure token. And if we do get the 5 treasure tokens, if we're not changing them over into tokens of creatures, we can actually sacrifice them and look in our deck for a dragon card and put it onto battlefield immediately, which is definitely pretty awesome. Then we got Gala Greeters. This card overall I've been very impressed with, and synergizes very well with our token style deck, in the idea of once we kind of get our other token generator out on the battlefield, where it creates the dog and cat tokens, this card here will allow us to kind of almost get 2 triggers off of 1 token that we'll introduce, because we can create a tap treasure token, which then gets converted into a cat or dog token. We can then go ahead and put a +1/+1 counter on it, and we can also gain 2 life depending on what the game situation is. But usually we're at least doing the first 2, I would say, per turn once we get that out. Then we got Join the Dance. Yet again, a very solid card, 2 mana. We get 2 1/1 human creature tokens, and yet again with our cat and dog token generator, we can always convert them into eventually bigger creatures, and then flash it back for 5 mana in the late game if we're looking for something to do and we're looking to get that board presence against our opponent. Then we got Wedding Announcement. I think this is a very solid card. It's one of those things that it's a benefit over the time. The initial cost of 3. We first get the 1/1, and then we get that for 3 turns after, or 2 turns after that. And on the 3rd turn, we get all our creatures get +1/+1, making all our tokens that much bigger. Then we have Adeline. I think yet again another great card for a token style deck, because we are going to play a bunch of little small tokens. She also produces tokens every time we attack. And then our power is equal to the amount of creatures we have on the battlefield. Cabaretti Charm, yet again, very interesting card. I didn't really actually see the potential of this card until I actually started playing some matches when I was playtesting the deck. And I think the first ability and the second ability are definitely very good, as well as the third ability with the ability to create 2 1/1 tokens at instant speed. So you can do it at the end of your opponent's turn, get some tempo that way. Definitely pretty awesome nonetheless, and definitely very versatile for what we're trying to do. Then we got Jinnie Fey. This is the main bread and butter of the deck. She is going to take all our 1/1 tokens that we're producing with other cards, and she can turn them into 2/2 cat tokens, or 3/1 dog tokens with vigilance. Definitely pretty awesome. Definitely works out very well what we're trying to do with the deck. Then in the 4-drop slot, we had the big score. Just want a little bit of extra card draw. The treasure tokens are always very good too if we're looking for, some ramping in the early game if we haven't drawn any of our other things. Or those 2 treasure tokens we create at this then become cat or dog tokens, and then we can do that at instant speed at the end of our opponent's turn. We also draw 2 cards at the cost of discarding a spell. But once we kind of get our board set up, we can start discarding lands, as we may not be able to play a bunch of spells on a given turn. But overall, very good card, and it definitely works very well what we're trying to do. Then we have Jetmir, Nexus of the Revels. This is like the mythic of, the Cabaretti. It's a 4 mana, 5/4. Creatures we control have +1/+0 and vigilance, as long as we control 3 or more creatures. It's definitely something that's very easy with this deck. Creatures have +1/+0 and trample, as long as we control 6 or more creatures. And then creatures we control also have +1/+0 and double strike as long as you control 9 or more creatures. Definitely very possible. There's been many situations when I was testing this deck that I did get to the 6 and 9. Pretty common. And definitely once you get to the 9, it almost overwhelms your opponent to unless they have some sort of board wipe that they can do at instant speed. The game's kind of over there because all your creatures have uh, trample, vigilance, and double strike, so they're gonna probably kill them in one swing. And then we have also Goldspan Dragon as our dragon to kind of team up with Magda in that regard, as well as it being able to produce treasure tokens whenever it's targeted or whenever it attacks. Definitely a very solid card, and it's a 4/4, and it's our little bit of over the top damage that we can get in against our opponent. Then a mana base is pretty straightforward, I would say. We have the Amelia's Call, the one of, just to kind of give our other things, indestructible. We get some 4/4 angel tokens, which we probably will decline with Jinnie Fey just because of we probably want the 4/4s not 4/4 tokens with flying instead of a 3/1 dog or a 2/2 haste or cat. But yet again, maybe the cat or dog could be depending on what the situation is. But most of the time, we keep the 4/4 angels. And the indestructible is very, very nice. But worst case scenario, we always play it as a land in the battlefield, either tapped or untapped. One plains, one a Den of the Bugbear, just as that creature land in case we get a board wipe and you get that extra pressure. In one forest, we have 3 of the Craig Ground Pathways, 1 Rockvale Vale. We have 4 Needle Verge Pathways, 1 Sundown Pass, 4 of the Branchloft Pathways, 4 of the Overgrown Farmlands, and 4 of the new Triome land that produces Naya colors, the red, the green, and the white, and we can always cycle it for 3 mana. Definitely a very interesting deck. Yet again, when it works very, very well, and it's one of those things that even by like turn 3 or 4, it puts a lot of pressure on what our opponent's trying to do. So let's dive into some games and kind of see how it performs, and we'll kind of talk about it afterwards. All right, we're on the play, and I think we have a pretty solid hand. I know we have the tap land on turn 1, but I think it still works. As long as we draw that 3rd mana source, I think this hand could work out in our favor, so I will keep. It looks like our opponent's on the play, so maybe we can draw it in. Oh, never mind. We're on the play. I completely forgot. It just, I guess they got hung up on whether or not they wanted to, whether or not they wanted to mulligan. Okay, we got a red player. Looks like to be like an Ob Nixilis deck, maybe Anvil. Maybe Ob Anvil is probably where I'm going with this. So it's definitely going to be a challenging matchup because Ob is definitely very good. Hopefully we draw a 3rd mana, hopefully a white mana source. In the regards to whatchamacallit, that we can possibly ramp up. Okay, definitely an Anvil deck. We're going to get drained a little bit here, but hopefully we can just overwhelm them before anything happens. If they want to, they should sacrifice that blood now, get the 1/1, ping us for 1, at least get a board presence, because currently in the current state we can overwhelm them. This hand's actually very good. I'll make this white mana just because of the double white for Adeline. We'll play Jaspera Sentinel, and then I'll play an Adeline by autopaying, and just getting it as wide as possible. And then next turn we can drop our Jinnie Fey and swing in and get a 3/1 dog that's going to be swinging in and attacking, possibly, as long as they don't kill our Adeline. This does put shields down, which is unfortunate, but I think we'll be okay. Looks like they're going to play Ob, and I'm not going to discard. Because it looks like they're thinking about what they want to do here. If they play Ob, they should sacrifice the artifact, because then they get an artifact back to replace it anyway. Though their token Ob is only going to be at 1 loyalty, but they can plus that one, minus the other one, get a devil token out of it. So actually, it works out in their favor. Maybe they're thinking about how they want to do it, or okay, Body Dropper. That's actually not a bad card here for them, just because of its ability to whenever they sacrifice. So I think they should still sacrifice on their turn. Drain me for 1, get a new replacement artifact. Yeah, and then their Body Dropper goes to a 3/3, which is good on their part. We'll play Jinnie Fey. And then we'll swing in. See if they double block. We'll get a 3/1 dog. That's also attacking. They may try to jump out us. Okay. We'll do that. We will play this, protecting our card. And pretty much their board just got wiped. So if they don't have a board wipe of some sorts, we're definitely ahead. And I may just use the big score here to get some cat tokens with haste. It's perfectly fine. Just because that's going to put a lot of pressure on them this next turn. And then they're probably going to get a 1/1, maybe? Could have a spot removal spell. Definitely feels like maybe there's some stick. I'm not 100% sure. But I think the big score here, dependent, unless, yeah, this is definitely a big score turn. We'll discard that. We don't need the land at this point, and we just got 2 lands. We'll put some cats into play with haste. And we will just put the pressure on them. 3/1 dog with haste. They probably should chump block and get rid of the Adeline. I mean, granted, maybe not. Sure. But they're definitely under pressure, I think. And we're not going to actually play these to maybe seem like, we didn't get any land cards. Just kind of play with them. Maybe burn down the house is a thing. I don't know what they got here other than some spot removal, but we do have a decent pressure. A Cabaretti charm would be really, really good for us because that gives all our creatures +1/+1 haste. They need to get some artifacts on the board, though, I think is going to be what's beneficial to them. Oh, whatchamacallit would actually be really good. Meat Hook Massacre. Okay, they're just going to scoop. Maybe they didn't have any way to really get rid of the board. Kind of wish I could see what my next card would be if we were going to be able to swing and finish them. All right, we're on the play again. I actually really like this hand. This hand's pretty good. We have all our colors, so that's also good. So we'll play this. We'll play it on green. We'll play Despair Sentinel. We could play Gala Greeters. They're playing some sort of blue. We need this on red. I think we play Greeters. We'll swing it for 1. I'm not going to be able to ramp hit anything, but we'll play Gala Greeters. And we'll see what they do here. Looks like some sort of Is It. That's perfectly fine. We'll still put pressure on them, though, with our... Oh, you know what? We just don't... I just realized we don't have enough white out. Alright, so go. I messed up the mana. Though I didn't, because I was unfortunately kind of pinned. Okay, they're going to Expressive Iteration here. So something like this, we got to watch out for Burn Down the House. That's definitely a card they're probably going to play. Okay, looks like they got an untapped land. My turn. I mean, the benefit of this, right, is if we do it this way, is we at least get protection to protect our Adeline. And we'll swing in at our opponent's face. Let's like go. And then this next turn, if they don't leave mana untapped, we could actually overwhelm them with Jetmir, because Jetmir is going to make everything bigger. All right. Yeah, Jetmir is definitely the play here. Keep an extra green. This deck is not very heavy on red. So we'll keep it on green, and then we'll say go. This is probably burn on the house turn. Yeah, they have to, or they're dead. We'll do this and say go. Don't have anything to discard with big score. Sure. They're gonna try to ramp. But they're down kind of low here, right? That they're under some pressure. I mean, if they want to use some sort of removal, I mean, I'm all about it. I mean, they can only protect their life. Okay, that's fine. What does this do? Sure. So it's just a copy spell? Well, now that they're tapped out, I'll big score here. I mean, that's unfortunate that we just drew another one. But I mean, I'll just continue putting pressure on them with just tokens. Sure. They're at 3. All right, all right. I mean, it's definitely a cool card. Definitely like a cool card that they can definitely get a lot of value out of. But I guess they have to keep on drawing spells. All right, got a lot of land. Okay, we're gonna hold up. What is it, 6? What is this, 6? 5? They can't. Okay, so they have to have some sort of removal, I think. There's some stick. That's fine. Huh. Let's go. It's fine. Looks like they're probably going to do some sort of removal. I actually, what is it? You copy each? Is it one of each? I have no idea how their card works. All I would really need is some sort of enchantment removal, which I don't think I have in the deck, unfortunately. But they also have to keep on having pressure, though, too. I mean, now they can block if I have a creature. I'm between a rock and a hard place, to be quite honest. So I don't really have any burn. Trying to think of what I got here. I mean, there's the creature land, which is a possibility. If I play him, he's just gonna get burned of some sort, I think. So I really don't think there's any point of playing him. So we'll pass. I'm gonna pass. And maybe see what they do. It's definitely an interesting, like, shell. Yeah, it's not good for us. I'll discard. Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of here. There's no way we're gonna overcome all those spells. And also the crab. We're on the play. Hand's okay. I think it's got potential, so I'll keep. All right, they mulligan. That's good for us. We have our colors. We don't have double white, which is unfortunate. But you know, we can play Magda maybe into a wet announcement. Maybe draw white by the time that happens. It's a possibility. Definitely a possibility. All right. Looks like they're playing some. Really? You're gonna do that to me, game? I mean, I will play Magda here, though. I mean, Chessburst Sentinel is actually also a possibility because that means we would have been able to play the Adeline. All right, gain a life. Looks like they may be playing some sort of budget. That's up. That's not the right color. Well, I can swing, right? I mean, it's a little counterproductive, but I will swing, play Adeline, and a Sentinel. Maybe tokens, maybe Death Touch. Not really sure what you do with green-black in the current meta. Maybe Jund? I mean, if they get a red mana source, that means Jund. This next turn could become very, very painful for them if they don't play anything. Because Jetmir is going to make everything stronger. And then we're going to get an additional token. I guess they maybe didn't draw a land. Because they did just kind of sit. Alright, we got a land. Okay. It's like you gotta do... Okay, we got some sort of trigger deck. Interesting. I don't have enough, do I? Because I could play Jetmir. Right? And now Magda doesn't tap for mana. I can only tap for 2 mana, right? Yeah. I'll do this. I don't want to give them the draw. I mean, I may give them the draw because the token dies, but they take 8. It's fine. Sure. Hopefully it's a good spell. End of turn, we can tap down Jetmir Sentinel, get a treasure token with Magda. I mean, they really have to do something to the board, right? Because, I mean, just Jetmir and Adeline will overwhelm them too much, and they won't have too much time to do whatever it is they're doing. All right, what do we bind in here? It's fine. Sure, get a draw. Roll, tap for red mana, tap Magda, get a little treasure. We'll say my turn. We'll play a wedding announcement. Let's go. I mean, it's fine. They can keep on killing the token, but I'll hit them for... They eventually have to draw some sort of answer, right? We'll draw a card. Oh. Then I attack with 2. I guess it doesn't trigger? I guess I have to technically declare at declare attack step, you have to attack with 2 creatures? I mean, a Cabaretti charm would be, like, good here, too. I only have 2 of them in the deck, but that's definitely a card that would be very good in this situation. I mean, we have protection for Adeline, so it's like if anything were to happen... Sure. We get a card. Maybe they have another meat hook. Oh man, it was only a turn earlier, right? We'll swing in for 3. We will play a land. Put on green. We'll say go. We'll draw a card. Why are we not drawing cards? I have no idea how that works. Binding, sweet. Gonna target Adeline. Sweet. We'll protect Adeline. It has indestructible. We'll say go. Oh man. They have something. Just do it. Okay. I mean, maybe they don't have something. I had lethal, but either way, I was just waiting to see if they had some sort of play, because if they were to, in that situation, if they were to I think they were at 7. I think they would have been at 1 even if I did it this way. If they were to kill this spell, I could have Cabaretti charmed, given each of these +1/+1. That's 6 damage. I could have drawn. Maybe I would have gotten something. I'm not sure, but definitely kind of interesting here. Did they have an extra turn maybe to wait on that meat hook? I'm not sure. I think they played it. Yeah, they played it a turn earlier. If they probably waited till 4, they would have hit more. They would have gotten rid of my Adeline because I wouldn't have been able to protect it. So opponent goes first, which is okay. We got our Jinnie Fae. I think this is a decent hand. Black and red, unfortunately. Speak of the devil. Looks like we're probably playing some sort of mono white, which could be issues. I haven't really played too much mono white here. What could you have for 1 mana? Boros. Boros. Snarlands are an interesting choice here. Sure. I mean, I'd rather use that on like a creature like that than play you. I don't have a play, so it's fine. Take the turn off since we weren't going to be able to play anything anyway. All right. Some sort of whatchamacallit. Boros control. I'm going to assume it's a deck that plays maybe like a burn down the house. No plays. So they wanted the card draw. Maybe they have a Demon Bolt. Another Eternal Charm. Okay. Well, this is a turn to play Jinnie Fae, because, I mean, I can hit them harder. Okay. We'll bring out a 3/1 dog. Okay, I still get my 3/1 dog. Interesting. So they decided not to play a land and play a card. Okay. Interesting Boros deck so far. Not what I was expecting. Sure. Well, I'm not really playing too much this turn, so we'll play that. We'll fake him into blocking, I think, here. I mean, I'll give it. Huh. I probably should have created tokens. I could have gotten in for more damage. We'll make sure they just don't damage it. It's still dead. Interesting. Is it like a one swing kind of deck? Okay. I have no idea what I'm expecting here. I'll take third. No, not. Okay. 6. Next turn. I'll attack for 3. No blocks. She doesn't have an indestructible counter. Sure. They're at 16. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. Awesome. Ow. Yeah, we'll make sure she's dead. Hmm. Can't really attack here. I mean, I'm just gonna apply all the pressure. It's like you've already seen me play multiple Cabaretti charms. This would be a good point to actually play. To play a Cabaretti charm. Sure. So what are we blocking here? What are we blocking? You're at 4. You're at 5. You gotta stop the damage in the air. Okay. We're gaining some life. Looking for an answer. Making it nighttime. At 6. Killing a cat. Still taking 8 in the air. GG's. And we are back. So, I mean, overall, the games, I think, went fairly well. We did have that one tough matchup against Is It. I mean, yet again, still small sample size. But if you're looking for a fun, token style deck, I think this is definitely a good starting point. You can always mess around with various things depending on what you like and don't like about the list and kind of tweak it from there. One thing I realized actually after all those games, we kind of didn't really get all the pieces together. In each of the games to kind of overwhelm our opponent that way. I didn't see a single Goldspan Dragon in any of those games, even though we do play 4 copies of him. I think I saw more Adelines than anything, as well as surprisingly the Cabaretti charm as well, with it only being 2 copies. So definitely kind of a weird kind of couple games we had with the deck. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is there a card from the set that you think you would want to see me play with or play around, or if you want to see another family style deck of one of the other families in Streets of New Capenna, leave a comment down in the description or in the comments below. If you like the video, hit that like button. It definitely helps out a lot. If you're new here, you want to know when I post new videos on the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, see you in the next video.